No, I don't see how your vision lied to you. My wife recently had a story, and I asked her permission to tell this story, okay? And I'm not making this up. I cannot. That my wife recently had a story, a situation that happened to her, that her vision lied to her. She's in the car with my children. I mean, her children as well. But let's just say my children for the sake of the story, okay? She's in the car with Cruz and Quinn. My wife has very tender heart toward animals. Though she's allergic to all of them, she just can't touch them, okay? But she loves animals. Recently, my wife calls me, and she's laughing so hard, I don't know what she's laughing about. I'm like, Julia, what? And she's laughing, she's FaceTiming me, and Cruz and Quinn are laughing, and I'm like, what is going on? She's like, babe, I was driving down the street. I was driving down the street, and as I was coming home, I saw a husky by itself, wandering up and down the street onto the side of the road, and no person was around, no dog owner was there. This husky was all by itself. And I'm thinking, the story goes, so the husky's in the car and I'm bringing it home. This is where I was like, babe, we don't need another dog. We have 1 and 2 kids. We're good. Like, do not bring this husky home. She's like, babe, I was driving down the road. There's a husky there. And I pulled over and I was like, come on, husky. Come on, baby. Come on. She's like, calling this husky. As my wife talks to animals. Come on, baby. Come on, husky. She's calling this husky. She pulled over to the side of the road. My children, my offspring, are in the back seat of the car by themselves, okay? My wife is on the side of the road going, come on, husky. And as she got closer to this lonely, left husky, it was not a husky, it was a coyote wandering around for food. My wife is on the side of the road calling a coyote. Come on. Come on. I bet you this husky was like, this lady I'm gonna eat this lady. I don't know. Come on, husky, come on. And then because she's not wearing her glasses, as she gets close, she goes, oh, that's a coyote. And just goes right back to the car. And she calls me, she's losing it. And Cruz goes, Dad, Mom found a coyote. Like, Cruz thought it was so funny. I'm like, Julia, how bad is your vision that you thought a husky was now a coyote, but her vision lied to her? I wonder how many times we're looking at life and we see a husky, but God sees coyotes. I wonder how many times God would be looking at something and we're looking at the same thing and we see something completely different. I want to really challenge you today. If God could take you and sit you down, maybe, third person, if you will, like, out of body experience, if you will. If God could sit you down and you could look at your life, what do you see? When it comes to your life, when it comes to your future, when it comes to your desire, when it comes to calling, purpose, fill in the blank. I wonder how many times we're sitting there looking at our life and we see something, God's like, I don't see what you see. I see something completely different than the life that you're looking at. And this is what I really feel today. I think so many of us, our prayers are asking God to change the image we look at, but God is asking us to change the vision which we see. I wonder how many times we're like, God, I want to look at a different marriage. I want to look at a different boss. I want to look at a different gift set. God, I want to look at something different. God's like, no, you don't need to look at something different. You need a new vision to see the image that you are looking at. And many of our prayer times, we're asking God to change the image, but He's asking us to change our vision. Because if you are like my wife or many people in the room or online today, when you put your contacts in, you can be looking at the same thing, but the minute you get the correct lens, the image doesn't change, but the vision you see the image does. I wonder how many of us that God is wanting you to come sit and look at your life. Vision is so important in the Bible. Look at Proverbs 29:18. Vision is a big theme in the Bible. Proverbs 29:18 says, where there is no vision, people perish. Where there is no vision, people cast off restraint. They don't follow obedience. They don't follow advice. When there's no vision, people go to the wayside. That is so real for many of our lives. When we don't see anything, we just tend to wander. When we don't have vision, when we don't have foresight, when we don't see something, we tend to wander. And I want you to write this down, I want you to think about this. Your building is affected by your vision. What do you mean by that? Many of you aren't building a life because you don't see one in the first place. Your building is affected by your vision. I can't tell you how many people I sit with in the last 10 years of me being in ministry, but especially younger teens, younger 20-year-olds, people trying to figure out life. I'm like, what do you see? And they're like, nothing. What do you want to do? I have no idea. What do you want to go to school for? I have no idea. What do you think God's doing? I have no. What are they saying? I have no vision. Do I think many people, the mistakes they make are not character mistakes, they're vision mistakes? I think many people, the mistakes we make in our lives, it's not because we're bad people, we have bad vision. I wonder how often people wouldn't have made the mistake they made if they saw something better in their future. But when people see nothing, whatever happens, happens. Because I don't see anything. I really feel today that God is willing to take you and go, let's look at your life. Because I see something different than you see.